Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hello, everyone. This is Kendrick Dix for your viral preview. On the viral preview this week, we talk about former record executive P. Diddy. We know that rapper 50 Cent does not like Diddy at all. They once were friends, but now 50 Cent has did a unreleased, exclusive footage of Diddy on his Netflix docuseries like a hit piece to target Diddy's rise and fall. P. Diddy was on the top of his game as a successful record executive as well as a artist. Now Diddy's fall from grace from a bunch of friends, family, and associates that were caught up in his web of lies and webs of truth. We get to the latest on the next edition of Viral, the 50 Cent hit piece on P. Diddy for Netflix. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Viral. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us here on Viral. We talk about 50 Cent produces a Netflix docuseries on Diddy. Never before seen footage of Diddy trying to argue with his lawyers about his case with racketeering and a whole lot of stuff. We'll get to it in a minute. But first thing first, join in the conversation using the hashtag Viral here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. Here on Viral, we talk about 50 Cent doing a hit piece on Diddy on a Netflix four-part mini docu-series that follows the lifestyle, the fame, the fortune of P. Diddy, including his rise and fall and his downfall. So a lot to pack in here. Let's get to the latest on what's going on with our viral insider, Bob Evans.
Big story dropping today. Word is 50 Cent is behind a brand new documentary about Diddy, and it's headed to Netflix. You heard that right. A project from 50 Cent promising to dive into the rise, the empire, the drama, and all the controversies surrounding one of hip-hop's most influential figures. This isn't just another music doc. Sources say it's going to take a raw, unfiltered look, interviews, never-before-seen footage, and voices ready to speak the truth. We're talking legacy, power, fame, and fallout. Of course, this sends shockwaves through hip-hop, entertainment, and culture at large. Will it reshape how people view Diddy? Will it stir up backlash? Or will it serve as a reckoning? We'll break it all down. What we know now, what's speculation, and what could blow up next. Stay tuned. This might be one of the biggest stories of the year. That's it from me for now.
Thank you, Bob, for that insightful insight on Diddy. Diddy had a rise and fall. He was the head of Bad Boy Records. Diddy started as a dancer. Then he moved his way up to the ranks as an A&R director at Uptown Records. Then he had started Bad Boy Records, helping the careers of Notorious B.I.G., Faye Evans, 112, even later on to making the band with MTV, getting into that whole mess with Dandy Kane and Day 26. So Diddy, a lot of things that Diddy did, swindling people through his way to get to the top, and now his fall from grace as he has ex-girlfriend Cassie, who had testified against him and put that lawsuit against him. It's a lot going on to unpack. But is we looking at the real Diddy or a Diddy that we never seen before? Diddy was that guy back in the day with black excellence, and now his downfall is a shameful reminder of all people. Money is not good all the time, and wealth can only fall from you from grace. So we learned a lesson from that. Let's hear what you people had to say. You people had a lot to say about the Diddy Doc series. Let's hear what you people had to say on what people say.
I finished watching that Diddy documentary last night, which this was my first time watching any documentary on him. He legit rose to fame the more people died. The charity basketball game, which was my first time hearing about that, and the 9 people that lost their lives, and he started to rise to fame after that, that was just crazy to process. And the more people died, he just continued to succeed. And that is freaking insane to me. Insane. And then you can see in that photo, like in the video that Biggie did when he said like he was in fear of somebody about to kill him in LA, and the photo that they took together, you can see on Biggie's face the worriness that he had. Like, he was legit in fear of his life. And this whole entire documentary was freaking insane. I knew about some stuff, but I didn't know about all of that shit that went down. That is crazy. And the reason why they had this behind the scene footage is because Diddy did not pay the videographer.
The Diddy docuseries produced by 50 Cent just dropped on Netflix, and all you need to know is that 50 Cent has more receipts on Diddy than the literal FBI. And when I say he has receipts, I'm talking about 30-year-old, never-before-seen videos and audio recordings from Biggie, Tupac, and one of the craziest recordings that's never been heard before from one of Diddy's LA associates that tells the police what he claims really happened the night that Tupac passed away. The first 2 episodes aren't even about his trial or allegations, they're just about how bad of a person Sean Combs was, is, and his involvement with Tupac, Biggie, and their death. And the biggest takeaway was that Diddy was a very jealous and envious person who so badly wanted to be that guy. Even as a 19-year-old intern at Uptown Records, he would go after the biggest artist, Al B. Shore's girlfriend, Kim Porter. He always wanted to be the biggest guy and wanted what all the biggest artists had, which makes so much sense on why he was so jealous of Tupac. Because Tupac was everything that Diddy wasn't and what he so badly wanted to be, and what made him even more jealous was the connection that Tupac had with Biggie. Believe it or not, Tupac and Biggie had a good relationship early on. Tupac loved Biggie's first album, and Biggie loved everything that Tupac stood for. And they were becoming good friends, so Diddy, being the control freak he was, wanted to intervene and start working with Tupac. But Tupac refused. He didn't care about working with Diddy and only wanted to work with Biggie. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. I could make a part 2 explaining further, but I think you should check it out for yourself, because the first 2 episodes were extremely interesting. There's never before seen footage, and I think it's a must watch if you're into the 90s hip-hop era.
I just finished the first episode of this. Oh no! Is there a stain on my shirt? Fuck. The first episode of this Diddy docu-series. It's a 4-episode sitch. This is my thought. Again, only watched the first episode. Okay. His father died when he was 2 years old. He was raised by his mom. His dad was a runner for Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas was a dope dealer. He was like a big time, like gangster, basically, in New York. His daddy, like, you know, was a fucking errand boy who got shot in his shit when Diddy was 2. Diddy says, see, I knew that there was something to how I was feeling. I knew I had to come from a gangster. You didn't come from a gangster. You came from his bitch. You came from the fucking yes man, the do boy. You turned out just like your mom. A madam. Your weird fuck mother. Sean. Because his mom would have all these little freaky ass parties. Probably sold pum. Which, like, you know what I'm saying? Do what you need to do as a single mother. But, like, the kid that you raised is a real piece of shit. So you did something wrong. Beat the fuck out of her son. Very clearly he picked that up. And just, like, the business of sex and things. No, you turned out, you your mother's son. I knew there had to be something about how I was feeling. I knew there was a reason I felt like a gangster. Because your dad got shot in the fucking head. He wasn't that good at it. You know how Frank Lucas died? Old age.
50 Cent's documentary on Diddy, Sean Combs, is proving 2 things. 1, we are not hating to our full potential. And 2, we are also not being funny to our full potential.
Sean Combs watches this. What do you think he's going to feel?
Like, wow, this is amazing. I think he's going to say this is the best documentary I've seen in a long time.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt, you know.
How bad is this documentary for P. Diddy, Sean Combs? You just gotta count how many times we are reminded that he is a shitbag. And it's for sure at the beginning.
I'm gonna deposit $200 million right now. I feel good.
For sure at the end, and then basically the entire middle.
Man, man, oh man, oh man. That Netflix documentary that 50 did on Diddy, exposing everything, footage that was never ever seen before, people that we've never seen before, exposing the truth about everything. Puffy, Diddy, whatever he calling himself now, is pissed because he tried his best to have that documentary stopped, completed, and now is trying to have that documentary taken down. But 50 Cent, being as smart as he is, man, him and his team make sure that they secured it where the documentary will stay on Netflix and will not come down. I'm going to say this right now. 50 ain't to be played with, bro. He ain't to be played with. I don't think 50 a billionaire like Diddy a billionaire or was a billionaire. I don't know how much all them attorney fees cost. But 50's not to be joked around with, man. He put the facts out there. I did not know that Diddy had another man fly in every year on Biggie Smalls' anniversary date that Biggie passed to have this guy smash his girl, man, for hours and for days. I didn't know that. The dude told the whole thing, man. And I was asking myself, man, where the heck did 50 get this footage at? And you know what I realized? When you're successful, you create enemies. The more money that you get, the more cockier that you become. Diddy was getting real cocky, talking to his staff crazy, security guards, ex-employees. So you know what? They had the footage on their phones from years and years and years. 50 pulled up with a bankroll and said, I'll take that. I'll take that. Here you go. And he sat on it for a long time. And he dropped it at the right moment, man. During the wintertime, man, when most people are in the house, man, watching television, trying to stay warm. I'm going to say this, man. Diddy can't do anything about this Netflix series. I'm telling you, man, it's bad. When I watched it, man, I ain't gonna lie. I watched all 4 episodes twice. It's crazy. If y'all ain't seen that Netflix documentary that 50 put out there, man, y'all need to rush. Y'all need to rush over there and check that documentary out, because I'm telling you, this is real drama, man. This is real drama. Diddy a dirty ass dude, man. Grimy. Y'all hear how he talked to his attorney when he was in that hotel trying to manipulate the system? Did y'all hear how when he was in the SUV after shaking people's hands and the guy gave him a jacket, a special jacket that was made for him, how Diddy's got in the SUV with his staff and said, I need to go take a bath. Give me the hand sanitizer. As if he's better than somebody. Just because you got money don't make you better than nobody. You know why? Because just like the rest of us, God got a date for you to check out. Just like he got a date for all of us to check out. But I ain't even going there, man. Go check that documentary out, man. Shout out to 50 Cent, man. You did your big one on collecting all that footage. That was a lot of footage over the years, bro. You guys go check it out, man. Thanks for watching.
The funniest part about that P. Diddy documentary, it's not the baby oil. It's not, you know what I'm saying, the freak offs and anything. It's not that stuff. The funniest part about the Diddy documentary is Diddy actively receiving news that, yeah, someone else has filed a lawsuit against you. And his thought process is, okay, let me go in the streets of Harlem and mingle. Let me go and shake hands, give hugs, kiss babies. All this BS PR stuff. If don't nobody got me, Harlem got me. The world left me, Harlem got my back. He a man of the people all of a sudden. You know what I'm saying? Dapping people up, giving people kisses, all kinds of stuff. And the moment he gets back in his truck, he says, where is my hand sanitizer? Do you know what's going on in these streets? Like, he ain't the same guy saving other men's for his girl to drink. I need a hot bath. This gotta be hot. I need peroxide in it. All the germs, you know what's going on here. It's nasty out here. Brother, you are the nasty that's out here. You are the germ, bro.
A trend that I noticed in this Diddy docuseries is that a lot of the folks that decided to finally speak up are people who spoke up not because they saw someone else getting hurt, but because they themselves got hurt. All this time, everyone knew what was happening to Cassie, but no one said anything. His producer spoke up because he didn't get paid. Now, yes, I know he was a victim, but he did not speak up until he did not get his money. A lot of these people who were sticking beside Diddy let him do whatever he wanted for years. It wasn't until they themselves became a victim to whatever Diddy was doing that now all of a sudden they got something to say. Everyone knew what Diddy was doing. Y'all knew he was responsible for Biggie and Tupac's death, but no one said anything. Y'all knew he was beating Kim Porter. Y'all said nothing. Y'all knew he was out here taking wives and girlfriends of his colleagues, but y'all said nothing. You guys also knew it was weird that he had this God complex, and y'all said nothing. I don't know, it just seems as if Diddy just finally pissed off the wrong person.
And Diddy was like, I need to be able to craft it. And Netflix was like, no, you're not. And he's like,
well, my question is, did he sign the footage over to Netflix so they own it? Like, how were they able to do this without his?
No, but he didn't pay for it. So essentially, they're calling it a payment error.
Oh.
So essentially, the deal falls apart, or he's like, yo, we're not going to do this.
So awkward.
And the people who did the work that have all this footage, they're like, so wait, you told us to film because this is going to be on Netflix. Now you're saying Netflix doesn't exist, and we're not getting paid because Diddy was going to pay with Netflix money. And Netflix realized this, and they went to the filmers and said, hey, give us the footage. And since the filmers owned the footage until it was legally passed over, they just gave it to Netflix. And in my belief, this is my belief now, Netflix needed someone to be the bad guy because they essentially snaked Diddy, right?
Let me tell you, when I say 50 Cent knew what he was doing with this documentary, I mean the man knew what he was doing. It's not surprising that he would want to put this documentary together, considering the fact that they have their own issues, and this is the same guy who helped bring the show Power to life, which was absolutely incredible. If you are someone who grew up to Diddy and you've heard all the rumors, then nothing really in this documentary will be that surprising. Except maybe the part where Diddy is on camera 6 days before his arrest, talking to his attorneys, talking to God knows who, filming everything, and he had no idea this footage would ever get into the hands of 50 Cent into a documentary for all of us to see. And this is exactly how episode 1 started off, and my jaw was honestly on the ground. This camp, of course, is saying it was stolen, it was a shameful hit piece, but filmmakers are saying they got a hold of it after he was arrested, and they obtained it legally. Either way, 50 Cent is diabolical for leading with that and kind of sets the tone for Diddy's downfall. Like I said, if you followed the trial, if you followed his career, if you grew up listening to hip-hop, you've heard it all. Stampede in the 90s, from rumors to Tupac, Biggie, the club night with J-Lo. I mean, we've heard it all, and we've always known there's something very dark about Diddy. He really did an incredible job putting the timeline together from when he first began his career and how he was a dweeb and how fast and quickly he learned the game to becoming one of the most powerful people in it to now behind bars. While I was not surprised to see Aubrey O'Day in this documentary, I was definitely surprised to see Capricorn Clark, his security guy Roger Bonds, who we've heard so much about throughout the years. Also got to hear directly from people like Lil Rod, who explained things that had happened to him and around him, and I don't want to give it away in case you still want to watch. Also finally got to hear what happened when Aubrey O'Day opened up in this documentary about what someone said they witnessed had happened to her. What really tied this documentary together is Kirk Barrels being in it. He is someone that is Diddy's family and helped build Bad Boy from day one. At the end of episode 4, he opens up about his own experience with Diddy, and I mean, it just goes to show Diddy loved no one. This man is cold, he is soulless, and I'm in shock that he had gotten away with so much for this long. If you haven't watched the documentary already, and if you're thinking, I already know everything, I'm telling you, it is worth the watch.
I don't know why he didn't file bankruptcy. Like, it would have indicated to the sharks, even if you see blood in the water, there's not that much blood. Right? Because the lawyers, they came with so many lawsuits. It's like 80 different civil suits. So
it's over 100 now.
Yeah, that is going to exhaust him. The legal process will exhaust him.
50, how'd you get it, and what does that scene show?
Well, I mean, you know, you're a journalist, Harvey. Harvey, you would not disclose your sources.
We usually don't.
Yeah, but I got it.
It's the middle of September and there's still no indictment.
No, bro. Then you have to have a spokesman. You have to have some sort of comms to constantly be pushing that, Mark. Because you may just be a person that just does. You just may watch CNN. So you at the wrong place looking to see what the people with the possible jurors are thinking. It could be somebody that has dealt in the dirtiest of dirty business of media and propaganda.
You people didn't hold back one bit. You people let it be known that P. Diddy was a sick, disturbed, twisted dude that really got a hit of destroying people's lives and making people's lives, destroying people's lives. Diddy was that. Diddy made it clear that he wanted to do things his way. And now, look at him now. He's in the slammer for nearly 2 more years after that racketeering and prostitution trial and stuff like that. But he got a lot of civil cases against him, or a lot of women filing lawsuits against him. So he has a lot on his plate. Thank you all for watching this edition of Viral. I've been your host, Kendra Dick, saying so long. Thanks for watching.